Hey, so recently I've seen a lot of people struggling to get their first win in Minesweeper in Minecraft on this server, MCPlayHD. And I thought I could make a tutorial on how to get your first win, and I'll probably make more guides on how to get better at it. So the first thing you'd want to do is join the server, mcplayhd.net. Then, once you join, you'll be spawned here. Right-click on the compass that's in your inventory, and click on Minesweeper, the TNT right here. This will take you to the Minesweeper zone. Then you'd want to click on one of these signs. Wait a few seconds for the server to load, and join it. So once you join, you'll be met with this dude, tutorial helper, and he'll show you the basics of the game. Now, I personally don't really think that this helps understand the game a lot, and many people have trouble understanding what to do in the tutorial, which is not the best. But I'll show you how to quickly do it. You step on this block here, follow this guy, place a mine here, place 2 mines here, place 3 mines here, 1, 2, 3. Next up, place 3 mines here, 2 mines here, 2 mines here, 2 mines, and the final 2. Now you can step on here and wait for him to get here. Place 3 mines, 3 flags here, 2 flags here, and step on this block. And you'll win the tutorial, which will give you access to the real game. Now what you need to do for this tutorial is go into the emerald, which is the shop, right click it, and you'll get this GUI. Click on the settings, the comparator here, on the name tag for numbers, and then on assistant. What this will do is when you start a game, you'll get all of these numbers here that will help you complete the game. It's way easier for your first times, but it also won't count towards your true wins. So you need to practice on these before you can play real game for your real wins. But this should be enough for you to understand how to play the game. To start, you just step here. Now you'll get all of these colors and numbers here. They're all information for what you need to do. Let's start by going here and looking at these blue clay blocks. You see it's 0 out of 1. What this means is that there are 0 flags next to it. These are flags, the redstone torches. And there's 1 mine surrounding it. What that means is that somewhere in the 8 blocks around this block, there is a mine, 1 mine. Now for this, it says 2, and it's a green block, which means that somewhere in the blocks around this green block, there are 2 mines that you need to find. Your objective is to find where every single mine is on the entire map. So you step on the field, and you'll get all of this information here. Let's take a look at this here. You see that there's a corner here. See this corner? And this block that's right in the corner, it's a blue block. And it says 0 out of 1, which means that there's 1 mine next to it, somewhere in all of these blocks. But we already know that all of these blocks aren't mines because we can step on them and they're already clay blocks, which means that there's only one place left for the mine to be, here. Now see, when I place that torch, it marks it as a mine. Now it's safe to step on it, it won't do anything. You can break it if you misplaced it, but we know that here there is a mine, which will blow up if we step on it. Now all of these numbers here, they've turned into 1 out of 1s, which means that it is safe to step around all the blocks that are around it. And here we see that this block is right next to 1 out of 1 and 1 out of 1, which means it's safe to step on this here. And see, we've already uncovered our first tile. Let's go here. There's 0 out of 1 again in a corner, and using the same logic we used there, we know that there's only one place where the mine could be, here. 1 out of 1. We know that the blocks surrounding this are not mines, except for this one, but we already marked it as mine, so it's fine. So we'll step on all the blocks around it, which is only this one left. There, that one's safe. Here again, we see a corner. 0 out of 1. We know it is safe to place the flag right here. And we get 2 out of 2. 1 out of 1, 1 out of 1, and 1 out of 1. So the blocks that are around this we can step on. And the blocks that are around this are safe to step on. Next up, here. We can ignore this because it's done. And we look at this corner. 0 out of 1. Once again, we place the mine here because we know it's there. 1 out of 1 means we can step on the blocks around it, like so. Now we uncovered this, which is also already full. We know it's safe to step right here. And look, that uncovered more. Here, more corners. Here we know that it's there, and that this is there. 2 out of 2, we can step here and here, because they surround this. Now here, we have 1 out of 2 and 1 out of 2, which means that there's one mine remaining around these blocks. And all of the blocks around it are already full, which means that there's only one place where it could be, right here. All of these are complete, and so is this one, which means we can step on the blocks here. 1 out of 1, we can also step here. Let's go here to this 2 out of 3. It has one mine left around it, and this is the only possible place where it can be. Let's place it here. Now this is full, but all the blocks around it are already known to us. But here, this one, we still have this block left. We know it's 3 out of 3, which means here it is safe to walk on. Now take a look at this, 0 out of 3. What this means is that somewhere on these 3 blocks, there are 3 mines. Now this is easy, because 3 blocks for 3 mines. We know that all of these are mines, and we can mark them as with the torches. Let's take a look at this 2 out of 2. We can step here and here. 3 out of 3. Try to guess where you can step safely. And it is right here and here. 2 out of 2. We can step on the blocks surrounding it, which are these ones. Let's go back here. We see this corner again. 0 out of 1. We know that it's here. Don't forget this, it's very important. 1 out of 1. There, we can step. Now let's take a look here. We have a 0 out of 3 again. We have a corner, which is 0 out of 1. We have this block, 0 out of 2. And this block, which is also 0 out of 2. Let's take a look at the green ones. Now around these blocks, here and here, there are only two places where there could be mines. So we know that for this one, it's here and here. And for this one, it's here and here. That makes this one full, and if we place one here, it makes this one full and this one full, as well as all of these ones. We can step, make sure that it's full. Here, oh, now look at this, 3 out of 4. That means that here, the only place where the content isn't known to us, there is a mine. Place that, and we've completed this little area. Here, 1 out of 2. Take a look at this. Around it, there's only one spot left, right here. 2 out of 2 and 2 out of 2. Means we can step on this block because it's next to both of them. 1 out of 3. Try to guess where the mines are. There are 2 mines left, and only 2 blocks which aren't known to us. So we can place the mines here and here. And look at this, 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2. We can step on the blocks surrounding this one and this one, which would be this and this. 2 out of 2 here. We can step here and here. Now look at this, 0 out of 1, 2 out of 2. Let's take a look at the green one, 2 out of 2, 0 out of 2. There are only 2 places left, 1, 2. It can't be here and here, because then this would be 2 out of 1, and this would be full, which means that this would be safe to walk on, but it's not, because this isn't full. The only place where it can be is not this, it's here. 1 out of 1, step on this, 1 out of 1, here. Now all of these, this one too, you can step right here, 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 and look at this, 1 out of 1, here and here. 2 out of 3, there is 1 mine left around this. Let's place it here, because it's the only place surrounding this block which isn't known to us. Step on that because 3 out of 3. Next, let's go here. 0 out of 1. We know it's here. 1 out of 2. There's 1 mine left. Right here. Now, here we've gone into a bit of a problem. We can't continue from here because we don't know anything about this block here. How many mines are surrounding it, and we can't complete it. It's not enough information. So let's look around the map for something new. And we see this here, 0 out of 1. We can place here, 1 out of 1. Let's place here and here, 1 out of 1. Here and here, it's safe. Now we can continue here, but let's not. I want to show you something new. Here, you have this pattern, 0 out of 1, 0 out of 2, 0 out of 1. We call it a 1, 2, 1. Blue, green, blue, remember that. What that means is that somewhere in these 3 blocks there are 2 mines, but we don't know where. So let's take a look. There are 3 possibilities. Either it's this, or this. Let's take a look at the first one. This one is not possible because it will make this be 2 out of 1, which is too much. This one is not possible also because it would make this 2 out of 1, which means that the only possible placement of the mines is here and here. That will fulfill all of these requirements. Why am I saying this? It's because every time you see blue, green, blue, 1, 2, 1, you know automatically that the solution is here in front of the blue and in front of the other blue. And like that, we can step here because it's 2 out of 2. 2 out of 2 again. Let's step here. 2 out of 2. And there, that also filled that. Let's take a look at this. 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2, 2 out of 3. They're all telling us there's one mine left around them, and it can only be here. 1 out of 1, we know that we can step on this block. Now don't forget that this also includes this block. You might forget about it sometimes, but this means that it's also safe to step here. Now here, 1, 2, 1. Do you recognize that? We know from here, you place the mines in front of the blue. So this is blue, we'll place it here, and this is blue, we'll place it here. And that fills everything here. So we can step here, 2 out of 2, we can step here. Don't forget that this also is safe to walk on. And 0 out of 1. We know that because it's in a corner, there's only one place left for it to be, which is here. Now, maybe try to look where the next mine can be at. If you thought it's here, you are correct, because there's 2 out of 3 for this yellow one, which means there's one mine left. The only place it can be at is here. 2 out of 2 and 1 out of 1. All the blocks surrounding this we can step on. 0 out of 1, this is a corner, because all of these are already filled. We can place here, step on this, and now here, we've come into a bit of a problem. What do we do here? Well, if you take a look at this, you see that there's one mine left that needs to be next to this. So we can treat it as if it's 0 out of 1 instead of 1 out of 2. Which means that this would be 0 out of 1, 0 out of 2, 0 out of 1. It might be a little bit confusing at first, but this is how it works. Whenever there's already a mine here, you can subtract it, and this will become 0 out of 1, or a blue tile. And now we see this is blue, green, and this is equal to a blue, which means we place it in front of the blues, one here, and this, remember, it's a blue here. Now we're all out of mines, which automatically means we finished. But let's just do this safely, because maybe you've made a mistake. 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2, we can step on all of these, 1 out of 1 here, and both of these are 1 out of 1, we can step here, and you've finished it. That's how you get your first win. It might take you a few attempts to get a map which only uses these patterns that I taught you, but it shouldn't be that hard to get it. It should only take you a few tries. And after this, there are many more patterns in this game. It takes a long time to find every single one of them and master them. You can try and do it faster. You need to get faster at recognizing the patterns. You need to learn more patterns. And you need to learn better routes for it. So, that's how you get your first win. But don't forget that it doesn't count since you used assistant numbers. You should use show when you're ready for normal Minesweeper. And if you're interested in this, the server is mcplayhd.net. I really hope you play this a lot and that more people start playing the game. And I'll be making more videos on more tips on how to beat Minesweeper in Minecraft. And yeah, thank you.